happening? New England Don's, my business partner, Mr. Don Smith, is here. Don, can we hear you out there, buddy?
I hope so. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fantastic. Yes. We are ready for a phenomenal, just massive pre-launch. And, we have all been in the pre-launch. Let me make sure that everyone else here is out there. Mute your line.
That was me, buddy. Everybody's muted.
Oh, perfect. All right. Well, then we're good. I love it. So just can't wait to finish off this pre-launch. We've been in pre-launch now we're a little bit over halfway through. We've got about 40 days left. And that's what we want to talk about. And we're calling this a pre-launch crush, because there's just so much that you can get accomplished in a very short period of time to gain that unstoppable momentum. And so in this webinar, what we're going to do is we're going to show you can see the training agenda right up above. The first principle we're going to talk about is success loves speed. Then we're going to get into structuring your team building so that you get the big that big momentum. That's what we want to talk about. And, of course, we're going to hit you with a few Donisms at the end to make sure that you know exactly where we are and just a few things to leave you with. So with that, let's get right into this. This webinar is being recorded, and we are, like I said, glad that you're all with us here today on a Saturday at noontime Eastern Standard Time. I do want to mention that this is important. If you're anywhere in the LA area, check in, get over to the Super Saturday $1 million event that's happening in LA for Saivian. It's 1 o'clock Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time. And that is going to be one rockin' time with Bev Drury, with EJ Dalias, with Steve Gawecki. That's just going to be a phenomenal time. And if you're anywhere within being able to be there, you just want to be there. It's not something you ever want to miss. So that being said, let's get right into this. So before we start, it is important to understand that some of the stuff we're going to go over is not right for everybody today in your current position. And I don't mean by or having started new. I'm talking about it might not be right based off of where you are in life right now. You might not have the time to do what we're going to talk about. And that's okay. Stay on the call. Stay on this webinar because you're going to learn a ton of stuff. All right? And it will help you and propel you forward. But if you're ready to take advantage of the pre-launch that we're in as we race towards February 27th and the company's launch, then I'll tell you what, this is what we're following. This is what we've been doing and how we've gone when we started on November 6th. Don and I both have accounts. We've got one account that's 1-star, one account that's 5-star. Those are cranking. There's a ton of stuff happening behind the scenes there. All right. But what we're going to show you today is exactly what we did and what we're continuing to do all the way to launch date. Okay. So there's nothing that's going to be held back here. All right. Here's another thing. You shouldn't feel pressured or freaked out that you need to do all of this if you aren't ready. So again, please, we learn from this webinar. But if you're ready to take advantage of what we're going to share with you, then by all means, put that puppy in gear and let's make this thing happen. All right. So now let's go right over to the real key here. You see, there's a myth in business. We've all heard it. Slow and steady wins the race. Everybody's heard that slow and steady wins the race. You know, you look at the tortoise and the hare, and you know the tortoise ends up winning. Well, I'll tell you what, detail. Just want you to know, slow and steady just does not win the race. All right, that is a myth. So the secret to success is short periods of all-out massive action because success loves speed, okay? It does. Without a doubt, it loves speed. It wants to go fast, and it needs to. And in order to get that momentum, we have to have that speed. We have to have that takeoff velocity that we're going to talk about in a minute. So what are short periods of massive action, all right? It's exactly what's required to get that momentum in your business. And here's the thing. All top earners have done this at least one time in their careers, okay? A lot of people will get into a network marketing business or an affiliate marketing business of some sort, and what happens is, they stick around. They'll put somebody in here today, and now 3 months later they register somebody new, and another 6 months later they register a couple people, and they might get 3 or 4 people, and over a period of 4 or 5 years they might register 20 people personally, and they think, you know what, I've been working this thing. Here's the thing. There's never any excitement when you're going at that rate of speed. There's never any momentum that's built, okay? What you want to do is pull out and put forth all-out mass action, and you want to target 20 new recruits, all right? I can tell you that Don Smith and I, we've put in a little over 20 personals since we started, but most of our time these days, we added several new personals just yesterday, all right, because now we're starting another new leg. But the point is, we put those people in rapidly, and then we did what we're about to show you. We helped them to be successful. We helped them to be successful, and it continues and continues and it continues to the point where it's out of our control. It's just growing that fast. So it's really important that you focus on a number, and I'm going to challenge you to hit the magic number of 20 new recruits for you to create that explosive momentum that you're looking for. All right, just not quitting. That's not enough. Putting in 1 or 2 here or there, that's not enough. You want explosive momentum. So you want to work hard and get that 20 new recruits. All right, 20 in the next 30 days of your of this pre-launch. So, and here's why. All right, I told you that success loves speed. Well, I love to use this airplane example. You see, how much throttle is required to get an airplane to actually take off the runway? If you put an airplane at 50% throttle, that airplane is going to run down that runway, never hit takeoff velocity, and it's going to end up in the fence at the end of that runway. Okay? In order to get that plane to take off, you need 100% throttle. It's got to be pushed all in. All right? And in order for your business to take off like an airplane, you need 100% effort to get it off the ground. All right? That's what we're talking about.
So you need to answer the following questions for yourself, all right? How much money could I earn over the next 30 days if I personally recruited 20 people, okay? This is a numbers game, guys, just like any other business out there, okay? And we're going to get you to think a little numbers, and then what the industry tells us as far as recruiting folks and having folks build, having customers, all that kind of stuff. We're going to go through that really, really quickly here to get you to think about that, okay? So, ask yourself, how much could you earn over the next 12 months? How much could you earn over a lifetime? Okay? Could you rank advanced by recruiting 20 new people? And what would that pay you? I can tell you here at Saivian, it pays a lot. So what kind of example would that set for your team, right? It's all about the takeoff, guys. What you do in the first 90 days of this is going to set up the next 5 years of results and beyond, okay? Success does love speed, all right? So here are the numbers you can expect on average from recruiting 20 people, okay? If you recruit 20 people, you're going to see that, only a portion of those people are going to actually work. They have the goals, the aspirations to want to, have more, do more, okay? Others will just love the benefits of what we're offering them. And here at Saivian, it's a phenomenal proposition that we're offering them because they don't have to buy anything. So that's really cool. But, about 8 people will actually do something out of those 20 people, okay? And then over a period of time, depending on their results, you may get 4 of those that remain after the 90-day period, okay? But if you build 4 leaders that are doing what you're doing, you would be amazed at what that turns into. That turns into thousands of people in your organization, okay? So, after a year, it could be 1 or 2 or 3 active out of those original 20, okay? So, but understand what kind of momentum that's built, what kind of an organization of thousands of people that's built, and understand that those people have now done the same thing, so they've got people that are continuing to go after their goals and dreams, okay? So doing it slower, thanks, John. So you need to ask yourself, would you rather go slow or would you rather go fast? We can tell you that fast is definitely the way to go. So preparation for your first 30 days, that this will probably be the hardest you've ever worked in this industry, okay? And the hardest, but it's bursts of hard work, and then, letting off the throttle, like that airplane taking off, right? If you're going for a long flight across the world or across the country or wherever, it's a big burst at the beginning, and then you're cruising for a long period of time because you're teaching other people to burst their business, and you're helping them do that, okay? So very important, all right? So determine what your commitment level is going to be. Okay, and like Don said, not everybody has the same dreams and goals, all right? But you need to make room in your calendar for your business, okay? And you're going to have a lot of things that are outside of your Saivian business. We all do. We all have family. A lot of us have other jobs. We have many, many things that are already in our calendar. But if you look at your calendar, you can make space for Saivian, because what are we doing? We're just talking to people and sharing information with them. And it's little bits of time every day. So creating that action plan is very important, okay? And talk about this with your family, with the people who are close to you. Hey, I want to dedicate this much time to this, especially in the first 90 days, because I want to get my business, I want to launch my business. Those people who join something and they just kind of dabble in it a little bit. I heard it saying the other day, I was reminded it was saying that if you treat your business like a hobby, you'll get paid like a hobby. If you treat your business like a business, it will pay you like a business. Okay, so that's the idea that we're trying to get across here. So you want to eliminate all distractions for this period of time. What are you willing to give up or sacrifice the next 30 days to make your Saivian work for you? Okay? That's what you got to ask yourself. Everything is sacrifice, right? Success, you must sacrifice things to have success. All right? Not everything, but some things, right? Maybe some TV time, maybe some other hobby time that you have. If you put that time into your business for a period of 30 to 90 days and you get that launch, you get that burst, you will launch your business and you will teach others to do the same, and amazing things will happen, okay? So, determine who's willing to come with you, okay? Tell the people in your group what you're doing, okay? And start fresh yourself. A lot of people say, well, I haven't been doing this or I haven't been doing that. Guess what? Every day in network marketing is an opportunity to start over. Day one can be today, all right? So that's what's cool, all right? So sharpen your skills, right? Get better at talking to people. That's all we do. Get better at sharing, not selling, okay? So here's the math when you're looking at it as far as a 30-day period goes, okay? So how many join per presentation. All right. So in Saivian, we found that the numbers are really good. I mean, you should be able to get 5 or 6 people out of it, okay, that will at least become a customer of Saivian. All right. So how many presentations do you need to recruit 20 people in 30 days? All right. So if you look at those averages, you're gonna at least need double, right? So around 50, 60 people or so that you're going to share it correctly with, and that's what you're getting better at as you're working on your craft. And those numbers will take care of themselves. So it is a numbers game. Just understand that, okay? Like everything in business, it's a numbers game. So how many appointments do you need to make those presentations, okay? You need to make, at least 75, okay? Maybe a few more. How many calls do you need to make for those appointments, around 125 is probably a good number, okay? So understanding that it's a ratio, right? It's a batting average. It's a portion of the work that you accomplish that are going to be your results, okay? And it's okay. It's not going to be 100%. Everybody wants it to be. Everybody wants every person they talk to understand Saivian. How do they not get this? It's free money, right? Understand they're not all going to get it. Some will get it later. Some will never get it. But a lot of people will get it if you just continue to share with more people, okay? Thus the saying, say less to more people to get more success. So how many people do you need in your list to get these numbers in a 30-day period? You're looking, 200-300 names. And we all have names, okay? We all have them. So here's the 30-day plan. The first 10 days, do as much inviting, contacting, and presenting as you can, okay? Because most people are going to need follow-up. Most people are going to need more than one exposure. So don't think you're going to talk to somebody today and sign them up today. Okay, that rarely happens. It does happen, but it rarely happens. Most people are going to fall into this category, okay, where you're going to share with them, right? And then you're going to follow up with them and continue to get them more information and talking to people using the PS3 system until they decide to make a move, okay? So we have many people in our organization right now who we've talked to since day one, about 10 weeks ago, and they're now coming on board. All right, so understand it takes time for some people. They want to see success. They want to see different things before they come on board. All right, so if you're, what are you doing this? Is it full-time? Is it part-time? Full-time, you're talking, 10, 12 hours a day, right? Like any other job. You're working, through the day trying to contact people. Part-time, you want to try to squeeze in as many hours as you can during the week, whether it's a couple hours a day, a few hours a day, whatever, working around your job, working around your family activities, but cutting into your fun times, sacrificing those fun times and those leisure times to work on your business, especially in the first 90 days, okay? So, look at the list here. Drive times, break times, lunch times. You can make calls at lunchtime. One call shouldn't take more than a few minutes. If you fit a couple of those into your lunch hour, even at work, and follow up with them after work, you can do that. So, different ways to contact people. One-to-ones, meeting with them personally, right? Two-on-ones, where you're meeting with your sponsor, if that's possible, so that he or she can help you present Saivian in a better way, okay? Webinars like this. There's all kinds of stuff going on. Conference calls that we have that the corporate puts on Sunday through Thursday evenings, right? And that a lot of the teams are generating as well, right? And live events. Live events, obviously, there's no substitute for live events. They are what makes this business go. So the more people you invite to events, and so they can really see and get the accurate information of what Saivian is, the more successful you'll be in this business, okay? So Blitz blitz days and blitz calls like we're doing on Wednesdays right now, and we may add some Saturdays to that. Those are a great way to get a burst of energy because you're talking to a lot of people and getting them to information in a short period of time, which creates excitement, which creates that momentum that we're talking about, okay? So second 10 days, the focus shifts a little bit. So you've been sharing for the first 10 days primarily, okay? And this is in any 30-day period. In the second 10 days, your focus shifts to, breaking those people, helping them. They're now interested. They get involved, and then we help them do the same thing, right? We help them talk to their list, and we become the helper, the sponsor to make sure that those new people are getting all of the correct information. And we do that through three-way calls, through face-to-face sit-downs, through, again, handling all the questions, and really just taprooting means just going down through your organization and working with the people who are working, the people who want more than just 20% cash back, which is fabulous. We all have to have customers that are benefiting from our product, but when we're talking about business, we're looking for the folks who want to grow with us. So we want to help them. You want to make sure that you're there for them all the time. So, and the last 10 days of the month, you're focusing on breaking those people into founders, VIP founders, because that's going to create success for them. And when you get success and they get success, that helps build momentum as well, and it helps create a story for them, okay? So now when people ask them about Saivian, they can say, well, I don't know, but this is what I've done. Not only have I saved hundreds of dollars this month in cash back, but I've shared this with a few friends of mine, and they're paying me this much money every day, whether it's $5, $20, $30. I mean, we have people making, hundreds of dollars a day in Saivian in just a, 8 or 10 week period. It's phenomenal. So we want to create those success stories so that people can use that to answer people's questions, okay? So that's very important when we're talking about building our business in a short burst of time.
So when we talk about all of that, and we talk about, all right, how do we get a huge burst, that all-out massive action? The next logical question is, when I bring these people in, how do I structure this? How do we get the most momentum out of what we're doing, out of our efforts? And so let's get right into that, because the stuff that Don Smith just covered with you there is really, it breaks down the things that you need to commit to, the things you need to do to make that momentum start and to continue. But now it's, all right, how do you structure it and not spread it out? So here's what I'm talking about. We put together a simple 3 steps to start. The first thing you do is, when you enroll, right, and this is what you want your teams, all right, this is what we're teaching, all right, and this is what we did. You enroll first, of course, and then you're going to put in 3 people. Everybody, when they start off, they ask, all right, well, where do I put them? Do I put them in my first leg, my second leg, my third team? How do I do this? What do I spread? Do I spread them out? No. We were taught this by the founders team when this company kicked off our pre-launch, and they went and they said, look, let's put in 3 people straight. Whatever team is automatically set on your system when you enroll, you put 3 people there. Okay, don't worry about we have to move people. It's irrelevant at this point. Okay, because you can't make any money until you get the first 3. And anyways, you become a qualified affiliate. So put your first 3 in, go straight down. And that's going to do a couple of things. First, it will get your account paid for by Saivian, because you'll start earning that $5 a day once you do it. All right. But the most important thing that it does is it sets the stage for you to build momentum. And here's how you do it. Because as soon as you put those 3 in, what you want to do is teach those 3 to do exactly what you did, to put 3 more, to put their 3 straight down, okay? Help them to get their accounts for free. Yours is already free. You don't have to worry about time anymore right now. You don't have to worry about paying money out. Your membership's covered. So what you need to do is you need to teach this and help others go to Founder, others become qualified affiliates by bringing 3 people down. And I'll tell you, by going straight down and not worrying about positioning those first few people, it's huge. Because what we've seen, and we've seen this all over, in different teams that aren't growing as fast as our team is growing, is they're spreading people out. They're putting people in their first team, their second team, their third team. They're trying to strategize all of this stuff. It's really what it is. It's called analysis paralysis. It's slowing them down, first of all, because they're trying to analyze where should this person go and where should that person go. And second thing that it does is it doesn't build any momentum underneath each of those individuals that you put in. But follow this. If you put 3 people straight down and teach those people to do the same thing, now you've got 15 people going down that leg, including the first 3, okay? 15 people straight down. And the first 3, what do they see? Those first 3 are seeing 12 or 13 or 14 people underneath them, and they only put 3 of them. Think about that. Think about you from your own position when you start this business and you say, you know what, I know there's people that are going to be helping me. I'm not sure exactly how they're going to help me, but I know that there's people out there that say they're going to help me. And you look underneath your team, and all of a sudden, you start seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 people appear on your team. All right? Every one of I say everyone, we've only started a few teams now, but our team, when those people came on, I told them, and Don Smith told them, look, we're going to continue to build straight down underneath you. We didn't stop at 3, by the way. We didn't just put 3 personals in each leg. We put a lot more than that in each leg, okay? And that's just the way that we chose to do it. But you don't want to put any less than 3 people in that very first leg that you build, just straight down. After that, once you've got those 3 in, so step 1, and step 2, now you've taught those 3 how to do exactly the same thing, okay, and they've done it. Now we go to step 3, and that's help each of their 3 to do the same thing, all while teaching this duplication, okay? When you have that happening, think about the psychological effect for all of those people on that team as they keep seeing more and more people on their downline, more and more people going into their team that they have no clues to who they are. They never knew. They didn't put them in, but what's happening? That breeds excitement, and that excitement builds that momentum. All right? They want to do more. And here's the other thing that does. I'll go right. Actually, before I go to that slide, that's going to drive retention. Because I'm going to ask all of you, if you know that you have 2 teams that you need to build to get to $109,500, which is the rank of 5-star, that's a 6-figure income, $109,500. That's a lot of money, folks. All right. If you say I only need to build 2 teams and I can get to $109,000, I can get to 6 figures in this business, and I keep one of my teams just screaming, people being added and added and added and added, and I don't know where they even come from, all right? And all you got to do is, after you put in your first 3 and help your team, your 3 to do the same thing, all right? Now, all you're going to have to do is build up that second team. All right, so your $109,000 is already halfway built. Think about that. What does that do for you? What do you think that's going to do for your team? And do you think people would want to stick around, even if they hadn't started to build yet? Even if they said, you know what, I don't know that I'm ready for this yet, do you think they're going to stop? No, because they've got a huge amount to lose. Every personal that we put in, other than the most recent ones, of course, have 50, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700 people underneath them. All right? So would you leave if you had 500, 600, 700 people underneath you? And it's just a straightforward question. Would you? All right. And I know you can't answer me. This is all muted. But that breeds retention. All right. Yes, everybody, we want to make sure everybody's getting that cash back. They're utilizing their RSM, Bill Shopping membership, and that will help retain people. But where you're going to see a ton of retention is when people have a lot to lose. When they have that first team built, when they just see it exploding, every single time they log into their computer, there's more people there. Think, what would that do for you? What is it doing for some of you? I know some of you are on the team that we personally put in and others have put in, and that's what you're seeing. Okay? So that's how you do this. That's how you gain momentum, you build retention, and people stick around because they want to, because they know even if they're not going to build it now, when they do build it later, that their business is already half built. They only have to do the other side. Okay? So once you've hit those 3 steps, now it's time to talk with your team leaders and say, all right, well, now I want to go to team 2, start building team 2 out. And when you do, all right, and talk with your team leader about this, but when you build out that team 2, you want to do exactly the same thing. You're going to put 3 in there and teach them to do the same, and teach them to do the same, and teach them to do the same. And you're going to have that same energy, that same momentum, that same excitement all the way down. That focus building is what has exploded our business. All right, Don Smith and myself, our business has just exploded because we focused one leg at a time, straight down. And in doing so, we teach everybody to do the same thing on their second leg when that time comes. All right? So that's how you build that momentum. Don, would you like to take this part over here?
Sure. And so well said, Don. I'm still excited about it.
I hope so.
Understand, guys, that all we did was copy what the founders did, what the original who designed this comp plan did, okay? Understand what we have here, a flex trinary. For those of you who are familiar with any kind of compensation plans, okay, this took everything from the binary system, which is the best building system out there, but it took out all the hoops. It took out all the, qualification stuff you need to get paid and a lot of those other things, and it eliminated those. So it's merely enabling us to work together. Because understand, guys, you only got to build 2 teams of people to make 6 figures. I personally have never seen anything like that in 20 years in this industry, okay? And what's phenomenal about it is everybody wins by working together. And like Don said, we got in, the original group of people that got into Saivian was a straight line. It was one team, okay? And what happened is, as we all started coming in, there was a large group of people, that turned into hundreds and hundreds of people very quickly because everybody was helping everybody, okay? So that when we started to focus on team 2, on another team, we could literally put in the bulk of our people in that team, and it did the same thing. So we recreated another founder's leg. So we were putting all of our first people that we talked to, you start putting 4, 5, 10, 20 builders in the same team, that team explodes. And you benefit from that team all working together, okay? So when you look at the steps here, it's very important that we do this, all right? And we've seen already in our groups, when we look, the people that don't, the people that are focused on getting paid day one, okay? They go right to their next team, and they start working on that, and then they realize, because they're hoping that someone else is going to build their other team, but if everybody has that same philosophy, then guess what? Nobody's working in that other team, okay? So you want to teach, let's work together. Wherever you came in, whatever team you came in on, get your first 3, like Don said. Get your account paid for, okay? And then look up and see where you are in that team. You know, if there's hundreds of people in that, then by all means, let's switch over to a different team and start working on that team with people working together, all together in a straight line, okay? Because today's whole webinar, guys, is talking about momentum. You know, we were asked, what did you guys do, okay? And we're telling you that all we did was mimic what the founders did, okay? We get in a leg, we're now on our, we're on multiple legs now, okay? We've built a few that are very successful legs because we put leaders in with leaders in with leaders in with leaders, okay? We didn't try to manipulate them and put them over here and over there because that can slow down the momentum, okay? So we're just trying to share with you guys what's worked for us, and this is really it. So you're getting everybody to at least put in before they think about moving their position, okay? And if we teach that 3 gets 3 gets 3, like Don said, you're going to get momentum. You're going to get some people that really go crazy in those teams, and you will grow quickly to 100, 200, 500 people in those teams, okay? So our philosophy was try to get a leg growing to 100 people, okay? And it doesn't take long if you work in a straight line. Once that's hit 100 people, you'll never have to focus on that team again because there's enough people growing in that leg, not everybody, but enough that leg's going to have a life of its own. That team is going to have a life of its own. And now you can focus building another group of people, another team, okay? And it's just phenomenal. So let me get off of there. So here's some final thoughts for you guys, all right? It doesn't matter if you've had success in this business or not, or in this industry or not, okay? Because you can start today, tomorrow, or Monday. Whenever you decide, whenever you're ready to push yourself towards a path to success, that's when your business starts, okay? And you could be this for a month or two. And maybe you're not getting the results that you want, but maybe it's because you're not putting the effort in or you don't have a structure or a plan, okay? So all of the big earners in this business, at some point in their career, they've done these things, okay? They've learned how to grow together, okay? They've learned how to work together. And this compensation plan we have, guys, allows us to get successful people to work together in teams. And it's phenomenal when that happens. You just see tremendous growth in short periods of time. Think about where we are in 8 to 10 weeks in this company. We've got people making 6 figures in one guy did it in less than 30 days, or right about 30 days, Mr. Ron Jean. And we have several others that are right there, okay? And it's because we're able to build together, all right? So, reach out to your sponsor. If you're, raise your hand. I want to do this. I want to be successful. Create that business plan. Work on your schedule so that you have productive activity every day, okay? And it could be an hour a day, but if it's consistent, it's every day, and it's productive activity where you're actually sharing the opportunity and getting them information, getting them in touch with someone who can help you, right? Then you will have success, okay? So remember this, that every day, 100% of your success or failure is you, okay? That person you see in the mirror every single morning. Whatever that person does every day, that's the success that you're going to have, okay? So how will it feel when you know that you did what it took to be successful and you were able to help others do the same thing? How will that feel? So we're going to finish up here with a few what we're calling Donisms. I love that, Don. Remember that if you do what's easy in life, your life will be hard, okay? But if you do what's hard, and just even in these bursts of time like we're talking about, Okay? If you work hard and do what's hard, your life will be easy. Okay? My mentor shared how to compress 40 into 4. Okay? Think about that. Getting to events and staying plugged in. Okay? It's not about resources, it's about resourcefulness. All right? It's about you taking advantage of the tools, the people, and everything that you have at your disposal and creating the life that you want.
You know, there's so many Donisms, and I'm glad you like that one, Don. I actually stole that from Mr. Bob Dorn, I have to say, so I want to give him credit for that. But one of the about this industry is, you know, when you first start off, you work hard, and you're like, well, you know, I only need $5 a day. $5 a day is really cool when you realize that it's residual and it's going to keep coming whether you do something or not. But when you first start something like this, you realize that, hey, man, I am way underpaid, all right, at first. And so, in some cases, that's for years, all right. A previous company we were with, it would take years to make any real money, all right. But then later years, you find out that you're way overpaid for what you do. In this company, it's a little bit different because you're working hard, and for the amount of time you're putting in, you're not making that much per hour, but that changes rapidly, very rapidly. You know, just enjoy it. When you start to make $100 a day, $200 a day, $300 a day, and beyond, what that does for your psyche, it's really cool stuff. So here's a really, really important one. It's all about the QTL. And what QTL stands for is quality time left. You see, none of us really know how much time we have left in life. None of us. All right? I totaled the car a little over a week ago. That could have been the end of me that day. Who knows, right? Anything could happen to any of us. But you know what? What is the quality of your life today? And how can you improve that quality? How can you change it? What is the quality of that you want to have for the time that you have left in life? I mean, some of us on this call are pretty darn young. You could have 100 years ahead of you. I think people can live to 121, so I'm sure there's 18, 19, 21-year-olds here, all right? But, you know, you've got a lot of life to live, all right? Even people that have 10, 20, 30, 40 years of life left, it doesn't matter how much, we don't know. But what I'm saying is, what can you do to change the quality of that life? How can you live and truly live? So don't shrink your dreams to match your income. Instead, get a plan to grow your income to meet those dreams. What do you want to accomplish? And I can tell you, my wife and I have been talking about different homes and places in all kinds of different countries. We want to really see the world. We want to bring our kids along with us. I don't know what all of you want to do, but that's just one of the small things that we plan to do. But how much life can you get out of that time you have left? All right? And last but not least on this part is, this isn't so much, but if you help enough other people get what you want, get what they want, you are sure to get what you want. That came from Zig Ziglar, and that's our philosophy here in this business. We want to help everybody possible, everyone who wants to hit the rank of founder, who wants to hit the rank of VIP. We want to do it. We want to drive VIPs. That's why we have a 100 VIP March. If you're on the team and you're out there and you want to learn how to get to VIP, we've already been talking about all you need to do, but know that we want to help you, okay? And then beyond that, way beyond that, we want to help you have a QTL that is beyond anything you've ever imagined, all right? And by doing so, guess what? It helps us too. But really, it's about helping others. So I want to leave you with two things in our closing here. The first thing is the founders team, the Facebook founders team. All right, we talked about building this thing as a team. We talked about going straight down with what Don Smith was talking about, what I was talking about earlier. But the founders team page, that is a critical page for you to be on. If you're not on there, ask us to be invited. We'll invite you on there because it's a secret closed page. But we want you to jump on there, and we want you to welcome everybody in. You know, when a brand new person comes on to the team, and now they get added to that page, and they see all this stuff happening, they see all the new people coming on, it's exciting. That's another key tool to help you maximize momentum, excitement, and energy in your business. You know, people have asked us, hey, Don, why don't you guys start your own page? We could, of course we could do that. There's certainly not people on the team, but that's not what it's about. This is about the founders team. This is about working together as a team. It's not our team. It's everybody's team. All right? And so I encourage you, go on there. Welcome people. Congratulate people. Be part of the excitement. Be part of that conversation. All right? Get yourself out there. And that's going to help others and inspire so many others. So please do that. And then the last thing, and I cannot end this without mentioning and talking about our event in Vegas. Okay? A whole bunch of us are flying out to Las Vegas on February 26th and 27th. And I encourage every single one of you to be there. You don't want to miss this event. This is our launch event. This is where all the flesh is put on the. I've used this example in different places. But what we have so far with Saivian is a skeleton. It's like the building block. It's the basis. It's the foundation. But there's so much more meat that's going to be put on these bones when this company launches officially on February 27th. And you don't want to miss a piece of it. You want to be there. You want to feel the excitement. You want to be with the teams. You want to be part of what is going to change this world. All right? Because we are impacting the world already when you look at what has been accomplished. So February 26th and 27th, make sure you register. Make sure you get your ticket. Fly out there with us. John and I are flying out early morning on the 26th. We want to be there early for fight. We'll be staying into Saturday. We're staying Saturday night into Sunday so that we can meet with others and meet with teams. But be there. Do not miss it. It's at Planet Hollywood. And if anyone wants to know how to get there, get those tickets. You can get them through your e-wallet in your back office. You can order them through the office, your back office, but make sure that you're there. All right? And let everybody know on your teams. All right? You want to have every single person possible there, and they will thank you for it. They will thank you for having them there. All right.
I'll be there.
That, you'll be there? Awesome. I'm so excited, man.
I promise. Yep.
Right. Was there anything else you wanted to cover real quick, Don, or close with this? Or we all set?
I just want to thank everybody for joining us this afternoon, and hope everybody got a lot of value out of this. There will be a recording of it for those of you who would like to get this information to your teams, and we believe there's some value here for you guys, and just happy to work with you guys and happy to help you always. And we'll see you guys all at the top. Thanks.
Indeed we will. New England Don signing out for today. Have a great one all.
Bye-bye, guys.